Bane.
Yeah, right now, again, this is very, very interesting because for the side of SMG, they themselves are betting out these marksmen that can go to the jungle. So in terms of drafting, is this a respect? Is this just doing something safe just because this is a best of 3? You want to gauge what the rest of the composition is going to look like? Because right now for the side of Onic, they've already banned out the Eve. If SMG, they don't ban out the Farsa, then... Okay, the Hayabusa has been banned. Onic, I wouldn't say Farsa is an amazing first pick, so SMG could take it, and Farsa is good in terms of facing up against a marksman, but the Paquito is also amazing at going after those marksmen.
Yeah, leaving up the Paquito, just instantly picked up by the side of Onic Esports right now. You try to go for the bans onto Sans, but you gotta remember, Sans, he doesn't only play those 3 heroes, he can play the Paquito in the jungle, but SMG, they want to play for the kill pressure, and they certainly will be able to, with that Selena pick and the Farsa to follow it up.
Yep, I love how our keys to victory are playing right into this game 1. Onic, they needed to contest that Farsa, open up the map. We've seen how a Farsa in the gold lane, in mid, just allows you to go straight from early to mid to late. And now I'm wondering, is this going to go in Zyme Sempoy? Most likely, because you want to give marksmen to Sasa, and these 2 picks just solidify that game plan. As for Onic, they get the Matilda, so slowly we're seeing their mid lane build up too.
Right now, SMG, they're kind of setting up for a siege composition, attack from afar, which is okay, but I do want to see whether they have a composition that has enough peel, because this Selena is most probably going to the roam side, is going to go to Expedia, unless they're going to change things up by putting the Farsa in the side lane. So right now, SMG, they have to think of 2 things. Either some form of disengage, or they want to switch things up and have a good form of engage, because later stages in the game, in the mid and late game, it's going to be very difficult if you're all damaged.
Absolutely, man. Again, SMG, do they want to pick up their front line right now? Do they want to go for the XP lane or perhaps the roamer? Because for the side of Onic, they have all these heroes. Firstly, the Paquito, that is a huge flex, but that is what I want, man. Picking up the Esmeralda, going up against the Matilda, this is a really, really good pick, nullifying all those shields, and I like it so far.
Yep, again, top pick so far in M3 at about 22 before this game. And this just gives Smooth a smooth ramp into every single stage of the game. Again, you mentioned the interaction with the Matilda, even the Paquito. Paquito gets shields, so Smooth can just like, okay, I'm fine. Sasa, all up to you now.
Yeah, right now, honestly, SMG, they have to lower down the mid lane pick because they have their mid laners already. So might as well just push out the Lilia, maybe even push out the Kagura.
Yeah. Honestly, right now, Onic, they still need a mage, like you said, but the Matilda can be a flex pick, and there you have it. It's going to be SMG banning away the Lunox from Drian. But remember, Drian can play the Paquito in the mid lane.
Yes, but also in before Coach Mars brings something crazy, what if Clint in the mid lane? Drian is just a Kage of unknown potential. We've seen him do crazy things like Bane in the mid. So who's to say this Clint ain't doing that?
And we still haven't mentioned Beatrix.
She's still here!
Why do we keep forgetting the Beatrix? Do we have something against this hero?
Yes, we actually do. It's a broken hero.
Very personal.
Very personal. But I do agree with that, man. Onic, I was about to say that their draft is kind of already right now. It's hard to flex it, but then I remember it's Drian. Then I remember it's Onic. They can play all these heroes in all the different roles. You're right. Clint can be played in mid lane. We saw him bring Claude into the mid lane. We saw him bring Nathan into everything. Even the Lapu Lapu was brought to the mid lane by Drian somehow, and they still won the game.
And you thought Renbo from BTR was ridiculous.
Well, he brought Johnson
there you go.
to the MPL stage.
Indo love. I'm sorry. I just love what's going on over there.
Indo Pride, they're crazy, man.
I see lots of prey.
Let's go.
Yeah, they are crazy, but Malaysia Poland, they also are very, very crazy here. Let's see SMG with the first pick in the second phase. With Roger and Ling banned away, they're going to be forced to go for that Bane. And I really like this because Onic, in their composition so far, they have 2 really good engage heroes. Bane is going to nullify all that.
Right now, looking at SMG, they're all focusing on the team fight, but they still have a plan B in there pushing, because again, the Bane can push really hard. The Farsa can open the map so wide, make sure that no one comes in close. And Selena, again, just looking at all of the rotations, making sure that we know where you're going.
Yeah, okay. We did mention about the unique hero pools coming in for Onic. Now with the high-lows being placed in the XP lane most probably, and Kagura. Yes, Clint can be playing in the mid lane. Paquito can be playing in the mid lane, but Drian, he chose to go for the Kagura. And let me just tell you, we didn't see a whole lot of his Kagura in Season 8, but in Season 7, 90% win rate after picking it 18 times.
Now the thing is, Drian, is he better using that crazy heroes, or is he better using the sane heroes?
That's the thing. He is best with any hero.
That is not an answer, but I'll accept it.
He's Drian Sane.
He's Drian Sane. I like that. I really like that. But it is going to be the Brody coming in for Sasa to round up the draft right now.
This is honestly, every single time we see a Clint, we're gonna see a Brody. Like, these are like brothers in arms, where it's like, I really don't like you.
But what's crazy is, LaFell, the Clint has been losing a lot of these laning phases against the Brody. This is something that we didn't predict before M3. We expected, you know, if Clint goes up against Brody, yes, Brody can win, but he needs to wait it out. Clint can just keep on bullying him, but so far in the M3 stage, as we get into the tunnel, Clint has just been bullied in the lane against the Brody.
But I love the gold lane, Mirko. Every single time we push onto the gold lane, a lot of crazy fights are happening over there. Usually we see, oh, EXP later is doing crazy things, but because both of the heroes basically can't die, the gold lane is where the action is at.
Well, let's see it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, it is all rounded up for you as we are going to get ready to get into the game. Hashtag Indo Pride and hashtag Malaysia Boleh, because it's SMG going up against Onic in the lower brackets right now into the Land of Dawn.
The Kages crash into each other as we see the Brody on Sasa in bot lane. Again, at this point, I'm calling this a 50-50. Clint versus Brody, I can't say for sure who's going to win, especially seeing that it's Sasa on it and then he's facing off against the younger CW. But I'm thinking, Team SMG, maybe they should go faster here. They do have the Selena on Expedia in Zam Senpai as soon as he gets level 4. That opens up so many angles of attack.
Yeah, this is what CW wants to do on this Clint. He just wants to keep on going in, but Expedia, ooh, goes in for the chunk and almost gets taken away. But look at how CW is playing this lane. He's taking it really slow, just going for the last hits.
Yeah, right now looking at both these teams, I kind of feel like they have this kind of mentality where it's like, okay, this is the laning stage. We're just going to get ready. During the fight at Turtle, maybe that's where they really change the tempo, and that's what I want to see, the change in tempo. But Sasa being very in front of here.
Yeah, this is the thing. Sasa wants to get some XP, wants to get some gold, but with the damage coming in, he's going to get punished every single time. Like you see right now, Keyboy goes in, and Sasa will be forced to back out again, losing out some XP and some gold in that lane.
He is so cornered, deprived of the resources that he needs. I take that back. I turn it into 30-70 in favor of CW, plus Keyboy being here makes it all the more worse. That's why Expedia, this is working so well for Onic ESports. Again, I said the Selena should be hyperactive, should be everywhere. Instead, he's forced to babysit.
Absolutely. This is not what you want from the Selena. He's just bottom side constantly, and now we have a pause, so we can talk a little bit more, elaborate on these drafts.
Yeah, okay, let's bring it back, because we did talk about we didn't expect the Brody to win most of the matchups against the Clint, but this is basically how the matchup should really look like. The Clint should really bully out the Brody just because the quick draw, you just point and click. You don't really have to aim it that much. On the side of Brody, you do have to aim it, and in terms of damage, I would argue if you actually hit it well and hit all of the shots from the quick draw directly on one hero and not put it on the minions, then it's gonna hurt a little bit more than the base impact coming in from the Brody.
Yeah, and the thing is, for this, it's just like, how are you supposed to lane against the Clint if the Clint actually wave clears like that? He takes it so slow. He's actually zoning Sasa away. And every time Sasa wants to come in for the farm, instantly just poked, punished every single time, and that is going to build up. Not just in terms of gold and XP, but also mentally, right? You're not getting what you want in the lane. Frustration is going to build up.
Yep, that's mentally, but mechanically, he's also pacing the denial.
Yes.
Like, as soon as Sasa tries to get a little bit of that extra gold on the cart, on the siege minion, CW is like, nah, fam. And then Keyboy as well is like,
yeah.
No.
But yeah, let's look back at the basics of Mobile Legends. If you're a gold leader, what is your job? Number 1, you have to farm. Number 2, don't die. Right now, Sasa is trying very hard not not to get denied out of both of those things. And I feel like this is what Onic is trying to do. They achieved the first one, which is making sure that his farm is minimized, control his farming. If they manage to kill him, then I would say this matchup, CW wins all the way.
Yeah, and not just that, but also, again, Keyboy rotating to the bottom side. I thought it was just going to be Keyboy doing that. But Sans, he's actually passed to the bot side as well. So the thing that we mentioned earlier, playing through Boots, it seems like they're still not going to be doing that, at least for the early stages. They want to get CW into that comfort position, just completely deny Sasa.
I mean, Boots is big. Boots is huge. He can handle himself. He's a big boy. He doesn't.
Big boy?
He's not the kind of guy that be like, guys, I need help. Nah, man. He ain't like that. He's like, I'm my own man. I want to kill, I get a kill. I don't want to die, I just don't die.
In that accent.
With that accent,
Yeah,
man.
I'm afraid of how accurate or at all just far from the truth it is. It's just-
That's how Wood sounds like. Have you guys not heard him talk?
no.
I've heard him talk. I've heard him talk. Yeah, he doesn't
like that.
sound like that.
No, well, I'm closer to him, apparently.
He's right. Actually.
Okay, my bad, man.
To be fair, I just gotta say, while this technical pause is happening, this is an interesting dynamic for me. Because again, you guys got that Serumpun thing going. There's that whole rivalry between your MPLs, and I'm here, the Filipinos, like, whoever wins, blacklist.
Okay, well,
I just gotta say it as
Now
it
that
is,
you
you
put
know?
it that way, I feel like we should,
yeah.
turn our attention to the Filipinos, man.
Yeah,
They're-
what, baby and daddy, what?
Well, all right.
Right
again,
now, Leo's the third wheel.
Yeah, he's the third wheel,
Yeah.
and he is the villain of the story right now.
He is the villain.
What? No, it's still in the match. This is a game one in a best of three.
Okay. You're the villain, we're the anti-heroes, because we're not really that nice anyways.
Yeah. And then who's the hero?
Gideon Q.
Gideon Q, the main protagonist of the story. But let's see once again here from the picks itself. SMG, what is it that they want to go for here? Because yes, the Selena wants to go for that early pressure, but now since that
Does
he's just
she?
been pushed into that bottom side, what does she need to do?
Something tells me maybe for SMG, I'm not sure if they hear us, but they might start to pivot. They might start to pivot for instead objectives. Because if they try to find fights, it's just gonna be bad.
It's the mid-game.
Exactly.
They're looking for the mid-game. Just
Exactly.
because you have a Selena doesn't mean that you have to go early.
True.
You know, like,
True.
in this game, in Mobile Legends, you're not forced to do anything. Everything is consensual. Okay?
Yes.
When you pick up that hero, it's very flexible. You can do whatever you want with it. The Selena is still going to be very useful later stages in the game. People say like, oh, in the late game, Selena is not going to be that helpful. Well, the thing is, she can safely open the map, and that's very helpful.
Yeah.
But I really feel, based on the draft, it's definitely the mid game. Once they have a one-item power spike, that is what I'm looking for. A one-item power spike, and then they're going to start putting up the Death Bush. And then Zyme Senpai, he's going to try to kill someone because that is his playstyle. He likes the bushes and he likes to get those kills.
Yep, to be fair, I actually give the range advantage to SMG.
Yeah, I do.
When it comes to engagements, save for the Death Bush, you don't even have to think about that. When they want to kill someone, they can, especially if they put a bead on people via the stacks on Brody. Sasa can get a kill like on two random just, okay, torn apart memory. But that aside, yes, you're right, play for the mid game, spike for that one or two items. They also need to just make that decision right now. They have to accept the fact that that's where they're going to win. Because looking at the lineup, I wrote it down. Originally, they wanted to go fast, but Onyx not allowing that. So again, key for victory for them right now is to have that mindset.
Well, let's see who will come out on top here as we are going to enter the game once again. Sans already taking so much out of Smooth's HP bar, and he will be forced to go back to lane. Remember, look at the top side. Boots has just been banging on those minions.
Speaking of banging, look at Sans hitting Smooth. That is a lot of damage. This Paquito making me very nervous in terms of fighting in the mid game.
Oh, wait a minute. You know, overturn on to win the flame shot as well to bring him back, but he still manages to survive. Oh! Never mind. Razor first blood by the Indonesians right now as the turtle will also be picked up.
Exactly as you said, Mirko. Onic Esports can play for just about anyone and everyone at any point in the game. As Sans was just quietly going for that turtle, the rest of the team goes, okay, it's fine, we got it. We have first blood here.
They want everyone and anyone. Perfectly noted there, but oh, wait. Oh, Abyss Arrow connects on the CW. The stun connects her as well. It's going to be the follow-up, but torn apart memory is not going to be enough. CW still lives with a sliver of health as Keyboy comes here to deny that push.
Yeah, right now looking at the items over here, Sasa has definitely been denied a lot of gold when compared to CW. Looks like he is going to make that endless battle first, and then Sasa perhaps is going for that Blade of Despair.
Yeah, and the thing is, right now, the interesting dynamic is this high loss in that top side. Smooth is actually might get solo kill, and what HP! Boots flickers in, pops the glorious pathway. You said it.
He's a big guy.
He's a big guy with that accent, and Expedia, he's gonna go in. It's gonna be a lot of damage. Play stuns to him, and the Torn Apart Memory will find one. So they're trading things on the board. Sasa already getting that gold lead that he wants.
Trades, yes, but they're abysmal trades. Across the map, they only got one, and up top, that 1v1 victory by Boots onto Smooth, who we expected to early on really open up the map. It's not ideal, but still, it's okay. Team SMG, they're still on the board here. Very, very small lead, 500 gold for Onic ESports.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's not just the lead. It's not just a random trade. They got the kill onto Sasa. This is the main win condition for this team. You get Sasa ahead, he snowballs, and he just turns into a machine.
Yeah, and right now looking at both these teams, they're really looking to play in the side lanes. And for the side of SMG, I would say that's the smart thing to do because you want to keep track of this Paquito.
Oh, but Win, he's overextended out of nowhere. Circling eager to punish him instantly below that turret. That was very greedy of him.
Yeah, it looks like Team SMG, they really want to push that early game. Perhaps they're thinking in their head, if we don't get this soon, then we're going to be in trouble. Speaking of in trouble, looks like Farsa has been caught out.
Yeah, beautiful rotation by Boots. And on the bottom side, what is happening right now? Just fights all over the board. Sasa can't really go anywhere, forced to back away with that quick draw, landing flush on him.
Scrambled. Team SMG is right now steady pom PP, I would say to them as they remind themselves here because they are under severe gunfire. About 4 kills ahead, 3k gold, about Shrank just down the middle as they try to go for this turtle. I can only imagine that Win always needs backup for the next 5 minutes. He needs to have someone on him every single moment.
Oh, but wait, Boots actually going in, and that's going to be the combo wombo coming in as well. Yin Yang overturn, not yet just popped. He's still holding on to that with Boots coming in. It's going to be the kill picked up. Falling Star Moon has been popped with a Feather Airstrike to follow it up. Boots will be taken down, and it's a 1-for-1. SMG also gets the turtle, so they're still on the board again.
This is what I want to see. I want to see Team SMG keep pushing ahead. Devs don't matter. It's a lie. They're actually immortal. They will survive again. It's okay. Team SMG, they just need to make sure that their mental is doing very good.
Oh, Smooth is going to be caught out in the 1v3 and actually takes it right there with Keyboy, using the Circling Eagle, forcing that flicker out of him. It is going to be Onic, pushing the pace on that top side, and this is what they really like to do. They like to split up the map and play with these objectives. You get the turn on the bottom side, instantly rotates the gold laner up top.
I like the current trend of Esmeralda's picking up Flicker. It just shows that the current zeitgeist or the current status quo for XP laners is the fact that we know we're not going to get punished. We know that our mechanics are on point, so the Purify seems a little overkill. We want that versatility. So yeah, that's exactly what bought Smooth alive here. The chance to defend this top lane and open it up, keep it for Sasa.
3,000 gold lead, and Onic ESports have taken 2 turrets for nothing at this point, right? SMG, sure, they got a turtle, they got a few kills, but in the end, it's going to be, it was arrow connecting on a Keyboy right now, a lot of damage, but all of the resources have actually been spent onto the roamer of Onic ESports. With that, they're actually the ones forced away out of their own turret. Let's see if they can still defend this. Sans is in the front. They want to get this turret, but the Abyssal Arrow will be dodged, and Drian is waiting in that bush. But like you said, Win comes in with a deadly catch, unable to catch onto anything. But again, Onic are the ones with the lead. Onic are the ones with that pressure on the turret, even though they lost it up.
Yeah, again, the thing is, Onic ESports, the way that they move is much faster, and Sans is being a big problem for the side of Team SMG, and Expedia almost goes down there.
Almost goes down, but look at that, it's gonna be the trade-off. You try to kill our mid laner, our Expedia, and we'll kill you right there.
And I love how Sasa was just ready to answer back. That stun was key. I think the stun was key to keep him down for that last hit of the Feathered Airstrike.
Absolutely, man. That stun coming in. Sasa knows exactly what he needs to do on this Brody, and so far he's been doing great. He hasn't died, even though Onic has been playing into that bottom side. Now, though, might be a fight. SMG already going onto the turtle, but Onic ESports will choose to just let it go.
Slowly, Team SMG is building back up that confidence. Yes, the first 5 minutes have been difficult, but far from debilitating, far from crippling their spirits. So looking at their current lineup, I think Win, those first 3 deaths, didn't stop him from actually slowly building up. That's what's so cool about a Bane in the jungle. His farming is still so fast despite being behind the opposing jungler, and that's Sans on the 101 Paquito.
I feel like Win, every single time he dies, he just looks back at his hand and it's like, oh yeah, I gotta focus. Because right now, that is what SMG is looking like. They're focused, even though technically they're losing, they still have a game plan and then they're following up on that game plan.
Yeah, I like this, but they need to translate those kills, those little victories into objectives. Because right now, look at what Onic is doing. Splitting up the map, only 2 baked for the objectives. This was the key to victory for Onic. And right now, they're doing it. 3 of the tier 1s have been taken down now, with the top side falling right now.
Red team turret
Interestingly
has been
enough,
destroyed.
I think Team SMG, the current call has been Sasa on me. Basically, where Sasa goes, we open it up, we keep it safe, and they're currently looking for that next lane. The first half of this 9-minute match, it was bottom and then later top. But right now, Expedia just...
Oh, what the heck was
Just
that?
dropped.
Disgusting! And San just follows it up out of nowhere, gets the kill onto Expedia, and that is why the Selena needs to be careful. She is so squishy. You get opened up just a little bit, and you are gonna get one shot at it. But look at that, Glorious Pathway once again onto Win. They're trying to zone away the members all out of the turret, but Smooth, he wants some blood right now. Jumping onto 2 members. Unfortunately, though, Onic will be able to zone them away from the turrets and get it.
You know a hero is kind of broken when you've been nerfed for a few times and you can still do that. That was a lot of damage. That's a lot of mobility. That the damage, the burst is so crazy. Right now, SMG is going for that mid tower.
Yeah, there is a very good siege by the side of SMG, and Boots will be forced to flicker out of that one. That was really good, smart one from them. They know that Onic have exhausted all their resources.
Sieging potential, I give it all to Team SMG. Like 8 out of 10 sieges they will get in quick fashion. But wait! Oh, not if that continues to happen. Close call for Zyme Sempoy. What I was about to say is, there is one thing that they're lacking, and it's a huge gaping hole in their lineup, and that's Peel. We saw that happening in the bottom lane. They have no way to catch anything Onic Esports is putting on the table. And given that they have Boots, given that they have Keyboy on the Matilda and the Hylos, Onic Esports is just going to continue to batter down on SMG's paper wall. What do they have? They have Smooth. But Smooth even wants to try to dive down the back line. So that just opens up Zyme Sempoy. That opens up Sasa. They really have to shock and SMG. That's their intro here. And I think we're currently at mid-game. LaFell, have they hit that mid-game stride?
I feel like they've actually hit it. That's why they have been aggressive. They're like, okay, we got an item, so let's push on some objectives. Because we have to think, SMG, in their head, what is the objectives?
Oh, but look at Sanj, he's going to be able to get it off. Strike and CW with a follow-up instantly takes him down. This is why they're in desperate need of that front line. They don't have it. Win is the one forced to open up the maps without Smooth in that bottom side, and it is just a disaster right now. The jungler down, and the Lord is going to be targeted. But wait a minute, Abyssal Arrow connects, but no follow-up. Again, free Lord for the Indonesian champs.
Onic Esports has effectively overloaded the traps on Expedia. It's very difficult to face check anything or even use those traps effectively because you have Boots and you have Keyboy. Hell, even Sans can start walking through and just use those shields and dashes in case he gets even remotely punished. So yeah, where can Team SMG find farm now for Sasa?
Right now, I'm looking at Team SMG, and you're right. This is one of those reasons why I say they need to get a hero that can peel or a hero that can engage. Right now, it's really not looking all that great. Keyboy engages in front. Zyme Sempoy just runs away. But Team SMG, they have to hope for a miracle right now.
Yeah, but this is what Onic wants to do. They just keep on baiting. They just keep on zoning for the turrets. And simply enough, Onic will be able to pick up the tier 2 on that top side. With the Lord pushing in that bottom side, they're using it really, really well. Getting all these lanes pushed up and setting up for another siege on the turrets. This is what Clint loves to do. You can just see the damage pouring out as Lord hasn't been taken down. Actually, he's only been taken to half HP. Feather Airstrike will be popped as well. So again, a lot of resources and Expedia already zoned once again. Look at the macro plays from Onic Esports. It is clinical.
Red team base
This is exactly where the siege potential from Team SMG gets turned on its head. They now have to pivot one more time from being an early game lineup to a mid-game lineup to now just defending. We have to use the deadly catch. We have to use everything, the crab claw cannon, to just make sure that Onic Esports doesn't break down our base. But again, here's another go.
Yeah, one more time. Butcher's God is in for the Glorious Pathway, able to zone 3 members away, and he doesn't even take a lot of that damage. He's still alive, and that is the second Hibber turret taken down. Drian just on the back lines, using that umbrella to great extent.
Yeah, and this is why, even during the drop, I said that Sasa, he has a problem going up against this Hylos because you can't take down Hylos. He can just push his own body to you, and you can try, but you're not going to die. And why I said that the Kagura should be banned out is just because from the side of Onic ESports, it's such an easy draft to pull off. You just have to kill whoever is in front. You just have to die. For Team SMG, it's almost a kiting kind of meta where you have to maintain your distance. So from the side of Onic ESports as well as SMG, it's two opposite sides of the coin, and Onic, they just play their coin a little bit better.
Absolutely, they do. They really do, man. 4.6 thousand gold lead in the 13th minute of the game. They've been controlling the objectives and only dropping 2 turrets so far.
I'm feeling the choke here from Onic ESports. Team SMG, they have to consider, where do we put the farm? I see them giving some camps to win, and I also see them gave maybe 1 or 2 buff to Sasa, and at least there is the silver lining. Sasa hasn't died yet. 2-0-1 on this Brody. There's still some potential, but I saw also earlier, put a couple stacks onto boots, barely touched the Hylos.
At this point, again, SMG, what can they really do on the map? The thing is, with all of those turrets taken down, with 1 turret left standing, it is going to be the pressure controlled by Onic. You need to just roam with 5 members at all times.
Yeah, and Sun's picking up that Malefic Roar, really, anyone will die. Smooth, even if he has a lot of shielding over there, I really feel like this Paquito is just going to wreak havoc.
Yeah, and you can see the wave manipulation as well. Beautiful by Onic ESports, pushing in when it matters, when they need to get some objectives on the board, and that's going to be the purple buff stolen away from Team SMG, setting up for the Lord, Enhanced Lord, that will spawn in the 30 seconds.
This is free. This is free. This Lord, unless Team SMG just suddenly...
Yep.
Woo! Again, even Expedia, you just walk right in there. Unless Team SMG finds a way to set up Expedia for a great arrow, and then Zaim Sempoy alongside win. Again, just go all in to try and steal the Lord. I'm guessing it's going to cost them 2 or 3 lives minimum, but at least they'll stay on the map. But I'm pretty sure Lafel will agree with me, that's a little too much. It's too risky. I think they should just invest in the defense.
It is very risky indeed because, yeah, right now, probably the best thing that they can do is try to fight on equal grounds, try to get enough gold, making sure that it's the very, very late game, because right now it's 50 minutes. It's not that long till everyone reaches their full item spike.
Oh, it's the free Lord, and look at that. It's going to be win instantly, just bursted down by the Yin overturn flame shot to add the salt to the wound, as that was an overkill. 0-5-1 for win on the first game.
Team SMG didn't even need to overextend. Earlier I mentioned that they had the range advantage. If they wanted to engage, they wanted to confirm kills, they could. But in this stage of the game, when you're this ahead, as Onic ESports, I saw signs of this earlier when they tried to take down mid inhibitor and top inhibitor. Honestly, they were slow rolling. They took it slow. They were so calculated, so deliberate, and it's that kind of approach that's making Team SMG defense all the more difficult.
Yeah, let's see what they do here. Is going to be everything used up to just zone the members away, and that's going to be Clint picking up the kill and the base. A clinical performance in the first game by the Indonesian champions.
Yeah, Onic ESports over here really showing up. I would even say winning every single lane because, again, we talked about the very basics of the game. As a gold laner, you want to farm, you want to survive. He survived, but he couldn't farm. The top lane, Boots, just wins again.